Americans are often quick to praise freedom. They stand strong in their spirit of patriotism. Our love for our country is fueled by nothing less than the desire for justice and equality. From childhood, we learn to cherish and take to heart the values on which this nation was founded and for which we have fought. These values are what shaped America. It was the fight for rights which founded this country. Without the struggle, there would have been no victory. However, though Americans are often quick to realize the importance of the freedoms we are given, we often fail to remember the people who fought to achieve them. Our veterans are the very reason we can stand in a nation undivided and free. The history and future of the United States are made possible by these heroic men and are embodied by them. Veterans are the living remembrances of the price of freedom and are daily reminders of why this freedom is worth fighting for. I may only be a high school student, and I may have only seen the world for a short time so far, but I have lived long enough to understand the price of freedom and why so many are willing to pay it. I have watched as my childhood mentor left our small church to join the U.S. Marines, and have waited anxiously on his parents' reports of his safety. I have heard my own grandfather speak of his service in the Korean War throughout the years. I have witnessed in my lifetime events which will forever be marked in history. I may not have lived long, but I have lived through the start of the war, and have witnessed the devastations of September 11th. I know all too well why we must fight for the values we hold to be true, and with every day, I become increasingly thankful for the men who possess an almost superhuman courage to risk their lives on a daily basis for the love of this country and the rights it upholds. Without our veterans, America would not be the nation it is today. It is the soldiers of our past who have made possible our present and will continue to influence our future. Veterans are more than just old men with interesting perspectives on history. They are men who have stared death in the face for the sake of freedom and have survived despite the odds. This is no light or flippant accomplishment. War is often romanticized, but it is far from romantic. It is the fight for a cause which men feel holds so much importance that they are willing to give their lives to achieve it. This is the kind of courage that cannot be found in any work of fiction, no matter how well written. This is the bravery that is known only by experience. This spirit is what made America. We could never truly repay the men and women who have devoted their lives to the cause of justice. 2 years ago, as I stood at the top of the Vietnam Memorial Wall and stared down at the nearly 60,000 silvery names carved into the black, smooth granite, I could only think of how many there were. As I took a piece of paper and copied one name from the thousands, I was struck by the realization that this man lived a life as real as my own. He had a family and friends, and at that moment, his name became more than a souvenir. The veterans of the United States deserve this respect and so much more. They have done immeasurably more for this country than we could imagine. They have both suffered for the future and fought to improve upon history. They are the faces of justice, freedom, and equality. As G.K. Chesterton wrote, "The true soldier fights not because he hates what is in front of him, but because he loves what is behind him." This pure form of patriotism, found foremost in those who have fought for the country which stands behind them, is vital for the next generation of Americans. Veterans teach our children what it means to be American without uttering a single word. They represent more than just our history, but the hope of our future as well. These men and women deserve the deepest respect of the American people. They have earned it in a way few can claim. We are indebted to them for our lives and for our freedoms. Our veterans have done more than just fight. They have fully understood what it means to be an American and have dedicated their lives to honorably representing this identity. Their importance reaches far beyond their title, but is found in their spirit and in the rights and liberties for which they fought. Without our veterans, America would not only cease to be the home of the brave, but the land